Welcome to the Plumes of Oz, where today we want to look at one of the broad-tailed parrots. This is the Australian ringneck. As you watch this video, you may get confused, thinking that the variations in colour are different species. But no, the ringneck has a multiplicity of subspecies. The taxonomy of parrots has changed over the years, and now we go into general taxonomy with order, family, subfamily, tribe, then genus and species. The order of parrots was Psittaciformes, but now it's called Psittacoidae. Then the family for the broadtails is the Psittaculidae, then the subfamily Platycercinae, then Platycercini, the tribe to which the broad-tailed parrots belong. This includes both rosellas, the ringnecks and other broad-tailed parrots. Now the term ringneck is not really appropriate. The ringneck parrots have a yellow collar beginning at the nape of the neck and extending towards the front. It is not a full ring, as it does not meet at the front. This collar is always yellow. When we look at the developmental clade for the broad-tailed parrots, we can see that there are quite a few others within that clade. A clade, remember, looks at common ancestry, so all those birds within that clade have a common ancestor. And within this clade there are the ringnecks, which are here referred to as Barnardius, the Platycercis or rosellas, Purpurecephalus or the West Australian red-capped parrot, the Northiella or blue bonnets, then Cyanophamphus, Eunymphicus and Prosopia. These last three are found in Oceania. The genus name for the ringneck parrots is Barnardius. The name came from John Latham, who described the ringneck in 1822. At the end of his manuscript, he cites that the specimen was given to the Linnaean Society by Barnard, but we're not too sure who Barnard was. But whoever he was, his name carries on with these fabulous birds. So the Australian ringneck's binomial name is Barnardius zonarius. The Australian ringneck comes in an assortment of colours, defining the four subspecies. The Cloncurry ringneck has a bluer cheek and no red above the series. The 28 or Western ringneck from WA has the black head with a green belly, and the Port Lincoln parrot again with a black head, but this time a yellow belly, and just like the Cloncurry ringneck, no red above the series. Now we will concentrate for the rest of the video on the Eastern ringneck with its yellow collar and yellow banded belly. Just listen to this group of Mallee ringnecks or Eastern ringnecks. All the broad-tailed parrots have quite a distinctive call, but as a group they have significant chatter. This is combined with bill clicking and tail wagging. Ringnecks are largely seed eaters, feeding off the ground, and it is dry seed, so these birds live in the drier climates and are rarely found by the coast. They will also feed arborally off nectar, fruit, seed and berries. I have observed that as one goes further north, for instance the Cloncurry subspecies, they feed more off nectar. The same happens with the rosella, suggesting it's more a change in the vegetation than anything else. The dominant colour amongst all the subspecies of ringneck is green, but they must have a yellow collar. There are a lot of similarities in behaviour between the rosella and the ringneck. There are differences obviously in the colour, particularly of the mantle, where the rosella with a dark back has pale tips to the feathers, whereas the ringneck has uniform colours on the back. And the Eastern ringneck that we will look at in detail has a dark blue. Being dry seed eaters, they do spend a considerable time on the ground, whereas the rosella will eat green seed. I have never seen ringnecks do this. They generally eat dry seed. Ringnecks inhabit the drier areas of Australia, and they can even go into the desert zones. In these dry areas, if there is a riparian area, even a dry sandy gully where there is good vegetation, this is where they will be. We have seen the variations in the subspecies, but within the subspecies themselves there is even further variation. Let's look at the Eastern ringneck. It has a dark blue back, yellow collar, red above the series, Sometimes the dark blue back is sky blue. Also the cheek patch, which is normally just very small, can be large and blue, just like the Cloncurry ringneck. So there is enormous variation even within the subspecies. Some of this variation may well be accounted for with age between juvenile and adult birds, but I don't think it relates to male or female, and as far as I'm aware, these birds are isomorphic. At Gundabooka National Park, just south of Broken Hill, I found this to be one of the best sites to photograph the Australian ringneck. The subspecies here is the Eastern or the Mallee ringneck. This is the nominate subspecies. Gundabooka National Park is located on the Darling River, and along the river's edge there are many red gums. These trees are favourite breeding sites for these birds. As the trees get old, so the limbs get hollow and form beautiful breeding sites. When it comes to tree hollows, all parrots are inquisitive. But what really amazes me is the communal effort this group of ringnecks putting into searching out this tree hollow. As mentioned, it's very hard to tell a male from a female. Just watch these birds as they search out a hollow. Watch for tail wagging. The initiator is usually a male. In springtime, when these birds are in mating mode, they will often fly up, spreading the tail, flapping their wings in short flights, and doing a lot of bill clicking. John Gould was very attached to the Australian ringneck. He wrote, "To see Barnard's parakeet in perfection, and to observe its rich plumage in all its glory, the native country of the bird must be visited, and its brooks and streamlets traced, for it is principally on the banks of the latter, either among the high flooded gums or the large shrub-like trees along the edges of the water, that this beautiful species is seen, and where the brilliant hues of its expanding wings and tail show very conspicuously as it passes from tree to tree amidst the dark masses of foliage." The ngurubur is a noxious weed. It's making its way along the waterways, particularly of the drier areas of Australia. The seed from this burr attaches to the fur of a kangaroo and is easily spread. This plant is displacing native vegetation. I was interested to see that these parrots were sitting on the burr eating the seed. As you can see, the ngurubur plant has been burnt, so it may well be, just like coffee, it has been roasted, improving the flavour. I doubt the spread of this seed is going to be facilitated by these birds, but I do hope that the seed is destroyed in digestion. The single seed that the bird carries is small in comparison to the whole seed pod that the kangaroo carries. On behalf of the Plumes of Oz, I would like to thank you for watching this video. If you would like to subscribe, please do so, and you will then be notified of the next release.